robbed was what was his name? Freaking. Anyways, Al Gore. Freak, I had to get that. Al Gore. He got robbed. He got totally robbed. The whole thing. He literally. I would go out on a limb and say he won that election, and then it came like he won it. You know the way that the rules set up. Like you could say, they're cheating. They're cheating on both sides. They have been forever. Whatever. Da, 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 da. The thing about the damn people not registered to vote or dead people voting and shit like that. That is not how the cheating happens. That shit doesn't affect elections. There's other ways that affect elections, and I've talked about it before. But besides all of that, it came down to one state, and then they were trying to do recounts for that state, and it looked like Al Gore was going to win, and that was going to give him the whole damn thing. But George W. had the Supreme Court in his pocket. He knew how it was going to go. They took it to the Supreme Court. It went to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court made a decision, and it was 5-4. If one of those Supreme Courts would have flipped to the other side, Al Gore would have been the president. The one they went 5-4 for not doing the recount, which gave George W. Bush the presidency. So that was a rip. Because even when you see the interviews or even the concession speech that Al Gore gave, he said, the 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 Supreme Court has spoken. I don't agree with their decision, but I stand behind it, and I'm gonna, concede, the election to George W. Bush, and that's what happened. And what's crazy about that is right after that 9/11 happened, because people were pissed at George W. at the time. He had a super low rating and super low view. People was like, he not even a legitimate president. And then freaking 2001 9/11 happened. Boom. Made him a popular star. He ended up doing 2 terms. So the whole history could have went in a different way. If Al Gore would have became president, would we even have had 9/11? Would we even have had Iraq? Would we have had Afghanistan? Who's to say? I don't know. I like to say 2 wings of the same bird. So a lot of that stuff I think would have happened, but things would have been different for sure. Anyways, where y'all at? Let me look at this. I should have came on earlier. I meant to come on earlier, and it just didn't work out. I was doing too much stuff today, and I was tired, man. Anyways, this is what happens when I come on too late. That's why I'm gonna start. I can't push my end time earlier because sometimes I work, and that's why I have it at the time that I do, so that I can make sure that I can get on pretty much regardless of what happens. But I don't know. We're gonna figure something out with the times for the show. Let me read this. It says, in order to empathize with someone's experience, you must be willing to believe them as they see it and not how you imagine their experience to be. This stuck out to me. Let me read it again. It says, in order to empathize with someone's experience, you must be willing to believe them as they see it and not how you imagine their experience to be. So it's like, trying to hear someone out, trying to, get into their perspective, or sympathize with their perspective. And I noticed that a lot of people really do not do that because they look at the other person like, oh, you're a pothead or you're a drug addict or or whatever, and I don't have to even try to understand your perspective because whatever it is, it's wrong. So, but then what happens is we have this mindset of, if you agree with me, then you are right. And if you don't agree with me, then you are wrong. And they just simply look at it like that. And but whenever you get to that point where you're thinking like that, that's a problem because there's a chance that you could be wrong. You're so confident in you of being right and whatever. And but even within the parameters of what the way you look at things, even within your own perspective, you could be wrong. Maybe it's something that you're missing, So if you get to that point where, I'm right and you're wrong, and the people that are right agree with me, and if they disagree with me, they're wrong, then you're not allowing yourself to see what's going on. There could be a chance that you could be all the way off. And the thing is, as you grow and as you learn, your perspective changes. So you think about when you were younger than you are today. Didn't you have views that you would are disgusted with today? You're like, oh my God, I can't believe I thought that. So, but then when you get older, you're like, okay, now I got it. I completely understand it or whatever. Da da da. So, but then you get older and you look back again and you're like, oh shit, I can't believe I believed that or I looked at that. So, but when you're in the present moment, you just feel like you're right. I'm right, you're wrong. This is good, that's bad, and I got it worked out. So we forget every time that maybe we don't have all the information. Maybe we've been given bad data. Maybe we've been lied to.
Donald Trump as a lying, thieving, phony. The allegations against him today were blunt, forceful, and detailed.
I'm announcing that today we are filing a lawsuit against Donald Trump for violating the law as part of his efforts to generate profits for himself, his family, his company.
New York Attorney General Letitia James today after a 3-year investigation into alleged actions she calls staggering.
To unjustly enrich himself and to cheat the system, thereby cheating all of us.
On the values of multiple Trump properties from Mar-a-Lago to Trump Tower, even his own apartment, she says there's clear evidence he repeatedly misled banks and government departments, bringing reduced taxes and better bank rates.
Statements of financial condition greatly exaggerated, grossly inflated, objectively false, therefore fraudulent and illegal.
Trump's adult children are also named, so too others in his organization. Among other penalties, the civil suit seeks at least $250 million. And it's worth noting, despite Trump having so far survived myriad other investigations, mostly unscathed, civil suits come with a lower legal threshold for authorities to prove. Meanwhile, Trump's own former attorney general today pushed back on Letitia James.
It's hard for me not to conclude it's a political hit job. And this is a woman who campaigned for office saying that, promising she was going to go after Trump.
Still, for the former president, it's a major slap coming just weeks before the midterms and as he considers taking another run for the White House. Trump himself today called the lawsuit another witch hunt. Paul Hunter, CBC News, Washington.
Yeah, so what do you think?
Our next story is...
I believe it. They just fucking with him, dude.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah, they just fucking with him. They're trying to do whatever they can to stop him.
Yeah. Well, this particular one, because of its nature, I think he's gonna have to pay. I don't think he's gonna be able to beat this. This one is solid, but this is not like he's gonna go to jail. This is a civil suit, so they're suing for damages. I think they're gonna win this one. I think they're gonna get him on this one.
He'd be all right.
Yeah, I was just about to say I don't know how much it's really gonna affect him. Really, he's gonna have to pay. He's gonna come out the pocket, but when it's all said and done, probably the amount that he'll have to pay will probably be way less than whatever they're talking about.
Yeah.
He'll rather pay in lawyer fees. He'll pay a whole bunch in lawyer fees so that he ends up not paying so much at the end. And that's I think that's what will happen. He'll lose, but he'll end up not paying nearly as much as they're asking for.
Man, Trump ain't tripping. Trump say niggas get shot every day, B. I'll be all right.
Yep. And And if he wins the presidency, this election is going to be something right here, bro. This is going to be something. We got on the Republican side, we got Trump, DeSantis, and Abbott. There's another name out there I can't think of right now. And then you on the other side, you got Biden may not run. That's what the rumors are. And like me and Pat been saying for the longest is that we didn't think that Biden wanted to run and wanted to be in there anyways. You know, he might just throw in the towel, bro. I think that's what's gonna happen. I really do, because they're already hinting on it. So then what's gonna happen? So then that means that there's gonna be a primary, you know, and they'll probably have to throw Kamala Harris in there. But if there's a primary, then she's gonna have to earn her spot. And anything can happen. So it could be some other Democrat that ends up. This would be it wouldn't be unprecedented, but it would be not normal in recent times in United States politics. But it could totally happen where it'd be like a primary on the Democratic side, and maybe Kamala Harris don't even win because people don't like her. I could totally see her not winning, and then it'd be someone else. So it'll be someone else versus Trump, possibly.
Shit, what has she done to make people like her? Nothing, in my opinion. Shit.
I don't like her, and I
That
think
black girl magic shit.